Coming up on Mountain News this morning, an Eastern Kentucky softball team hosts a fundraising event to help buy some new equipment. And folks in one Eastern Kentucky county get into the holiday spirit by getting a bit crafty.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you again. It's just before 5:30 on this Monday morning. I'm Dakota Makris, and if you're heading out the door, you better bundle up because it's cold. And speaking of crafts, let's head over to Brandon Robinson to talk more about his craft. Brandon, that was a terrible segue, almost.
I was like,
maybe.
What are you talking about?
Well, we had the headline. It was talking about crafters, so I was like,
it caught me just a second. I caught up with you after you. I was like, okay.
It's your craft. The weather's your craft. Get it?
This is my craft.
See?
But, I don't work with my hands. I have a clicker, but I don't know if that filters into the equation. Anyway, bad segue. Let's get into the forecast this morning, and hopefully after a cold morning again, we'll see a nicer day ahead. Let's take a look at the temperatures right now this morning out there. Hazard south, low 30s, upper 20s. Hazard north, low 40s, upper 30s. So again, it all depends on where you're headed this morning. Temperatures are a little bit warmer region-wide, so that's some good news. 3 or 4 or 5 degrees warmer this morning in most areas. Breakfast forecast with your frosted weather wheats. We're going to continue to see temperatures head up, but the difference today is by 7:06, I believe it is, the sun will be up. So we'll be seeing daylight a little earlier this morning, and then temperatures will climb quickly with that sunshine. 66 our forecast high today, and we're going to continue to see that again. I don't know why that 67's in there. I'm gonna have to look at those numbers again. But sunrise 7:06, but sunset 5:28. So those days continue to get a little shorter there. Dakota.
All right, Brendan, thank you. God's Pantry Food Bank is dedicated to fighting food insecurity across the Commonwealth. And Saturday, its Southeast Regional Distribution Center welcomed volunteers to help several families in the region receive a Thanksgiving meal. Alyssa Williams was there to learn more about the impact of this year's Basket Brigade.
This year, several southeastern Kentucky families won't have to wonder whether they'll have a Thanksgiving meal or not.
It's really special because you understand that, just like today, we're doing this for 950 families that are going to get a Thanksgiving meal that they wouldn't normally get.
Nearly 100 volunteers came out for this year's Sharing Thanksgiving Basket Brigade at the God's Pantry Food Bank Southeast Distribution Center.
There's a deep yearning in the hearts of most of us to serve others, and volunteering for God's Pantry is a great opportunity to live out that need for service, faith-based service or otherwise.
Each box contains a full Thanksgiving meal that will feed a family of 8. These boxes will be taken to other agencies to be given out to families in need.
Oh, I think it's just a wonderful thing. Yeah. Feeding a lot of families. It's doing a lot of good for a lot of people.
Organizers and volunteers say it's exciting to work with God's Pantry Food Bank throughout the year, but it's a special feeling when providing families with meals during the holiday season.
It's an opportunity for folks to gather and to take a step back and to kind of forget about the pressures of life around a meal and around nutrition, so that folks can get to the journey that they're all trying to get to.
Helping families of southeastern Kentucky receive the joy of a Thanksgiving meal, one box at a time. In Laurel County, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, organizers say this Thanksgiving Basket Brigade will serve families in Laurel, Clay, and Jackson counties. Well, the Leslie County softball team hosted the first ever Grand Slam Vendors Day event Saturday, raising money for new equipment. The event allowed vendors to come and rent space at the school's gym. From 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., people could come by and see what each vendor had to offer. Event coordinator and coach Tracy Turner says it will not be a one-time thing.
With us, it could be anything, but we have had several vendors ask if we could do this again in the spring, so we can sit up outside. So it is probably something that we will do in the near future.
Turner says she is thankful for the community support. A store in Leslie County is closing up shop for the winter season, this time with a unique twist. Funky Finds, located in the Wooten community, is trying to sell all of its wares by the end of the week. Everything located in the store is currently on sale for only 50 cents. Owner Jessica Wells says all money earned during the sale goes right back into buying Christmas presents for the community.
A lot of children that come in here are foster children, and I've gotten to know a lot of their families, and I know where the needs lie. And sometimes it's a little deeper than the surface that you see.
Well, Funky Finds is open Monday through Saturday from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Wells says if the weather stays warm enough, they will continue to stay open. Well, Santa Claus has arrived in the city of Hyden. Every Tuesday from 5 to 9 p.m., families are invited to come to the Cut Stone Cottage located at 105 Maple Street. Once there, children will have a chance to eat a variety of treats and meet Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Playing Santa Claus is James Hackworth, who is grateful for his little sister-in-law's house is being used for the event.
I wish that I would have been able to do this while she was alive, because this is something that she would have been all about, because she loved children, she loved everything about Christmas. And so I wanted to do it here for that significance, but also I knew that she would love it.
Hackworth says the event is free to the public. The event is ongoing until the last week before Christmas. Well, the Catholic Action Center in Lexington is preparing to help people this holiday season. Even though COVID has changed how they help a bit, they say more people than ever need assistance. Grayson Passmore has the story.
The holiday spirit is needed now more than ever.
For the past 25 years, Jenny Ramsey and her team of volunteers have fed at least 400 people every Thanksgiving.
Well, last year, of course, I don't even have to say why, we could not have people gather and sit down and serve a meal.
That didn't mean the meals weren't going to be served.
But we could do drive-through or walk up and get it.
So the Knights of Columbus donated the food, those with the U.S. Postal Service cooked it all, and volunteers with the Catholic Action Center fed those in need, with plans to follow that same format again this year. And not just for Thanksgiving.
But hang on just a minute as I change into our elf hats.
For the 26th annual Faith and Community Store,
we have schools in Lexington that are collecting the toys, are making Santa bags for families.
Sign-ups for families go live December 10th. They'll have toys for 400 to 500 families.
And last year we had 250 folks sign up in 10 minutes.
COVID has changed the way volunteers are able to help this year. It's even changed the amount of people who need that assistance.
Because there's a lot of people that are still struggling to get through. There's an increase in homelessness.
But one thing COVID won't do is keep the volunteers from making sure people are fed, warm, and loved through the holidays. In Lexington, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
Well, Catholic Action Center officials are asking for desserts for Thanksgiving this year. They will be accepting them that week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and up until noon on Thursday. They're also asking for sleeping bags and winter coats to hand out through their compassionate caravan. Well, folks in Johnson County got into the holiday spirit this weekend. The Johnson County Extension Homemakers hosted the 39th annual Holiday Happenings Craft Show Friday and Saturday at the Ramada in Paintsville. Crafters were out in bunches with wreaths, ornaments, and other Christmas items to prepare for the upcoming holidays. But Johnson County's Family Consumer Science Agent says there's a reason for holding the event a bit before the holiday season officially sets in.
Well, these are homemakers, and if you know anything about homemakers, you know they prepare. And you have to prepare for the holidays. So you have.
Well, we are told many of the crafters and vendors were excited to be back out at the annual event after last year's was canceled due to the pandemic. Well, along with Christmas cheer, the Johnson County homemakers are doing a little something special. The homemakers have previously had sewn quilts for veterans or nursing homes, but this year there's a bit of a twist. At the Holiday Happenings Craft Show, the homemakers and several guests, children and adults, were hard at work coloring fabric squares in an effort to make foster children a bit more cozy this Christmas.
We're joining the team. The whole county is joining the team. We've helped design the fabric. We've helped design the blocks. Everybody today has been coloring blocks. We're going to be setting that with heat and putting them together in quilt tops, and the club will then be quilting them, and we'll be delivering them to foster care children.
Well, if you'd like to help out or color a block, to call the Johnson County Extension office at 606-789-8108. An Eastern Kentucky writer we've featured before has tackled a new style, a children's book. WYMT's Chaz Jenkins sat down with Hayden native Amy Brudnicki on her latest work.
A new challenge, one that Eastern Kentucky writer Amy Brudnicki never expected.
I've never in my life thought, oh, I'm going to write a children's book. I never thought that was in my, that would ever happen for me. So I've quit saying never, because every time I say that, it happens.
Inspired by her personal experiences, similar to her other works.
I just got to thinking about some of the animals that we had over the years and that we currently have. And I thought that would be cute for the family. Like usually I just write for myself.
An idea that turned out to be harder than she thought.
It was one of the hardest things. I mean, it's a little tiny book, but there's so much that goes into it. Like, for example, all of these were individually placed. And it's just very hard to get stuff to line up.
The newest work, Fluffy's Missing Gift, published in October.
Fluffy was the first cat that I ever had. And this is Max. And the story is Max got a gift for Fluffy, but he's lost it. So on each page, you're trying to look for the gift that he's lost.
Hoping to inspire other writers nervous to take that first step.
I just say, listen to your heart and believe in yourself. And even if you think you can't do it, you just might be able to do it. Just take a chance on yourself. That's my advice.
Looking forward to the next project her experiences will bring. Chaz Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, she says while there are no plans to write any more children's books, there is always a possibility. A new bike route will take cyclists on a scenic tour through portions of central and eastern Kentucky. U.S. Bicycle Route 21, also called the Daniel Boone Bike Route, stretches 265 miles through 10 Kentucky counties. Much of the route follows the historic Boone Trace Trail, which was blazed by Daniel Boone in the 1700s. The route begins at the Cumberland Gap in Middlesboro and travels through state parks and cities like Berea and Richmond. U.S. Bicycle Route 21 will eventually join a national route stretching from Atlanta to Cleveland. Well, just ahead this morning, a famous rap artist decides to permanently log off from his social media site just one day after using it.
Rain chances stay away a little longer, but they will be back, unfortunately, later this week. I'll have the latest on when in about 3 minutes.